So I'm in the tree, or I'm aware of being the tree, and what the tree said to me, communicated with me spiritually, telepathically, was that the trees serve a very, very important purpose on the earth. I mean, besides, providing oxygen and converting carbon dioxide and oxygen and so on, and photosynthesis and keeping the earth stable so that the rainwater and floods, rivers don't get washed away all the soil. They take in light, and light is information. And so they take in information through the lens of the sun. And they sort of indicated to me, or the tree indicated to me, that stars, there are conduits or connections from star to star to star. So like a computer network. And so the suns are all linked together in this network. And light and information travels through the light. And the frequency of the light of the star acts like a filter, a little bit like an internet filter, of what sort of information comes through to each solar system through its parent star or its sun. And so the tree was showing me how the light of our sun shines on its leaves, and it converts this light into different energies, and they travel down through the xylem and phloem, through the trunk of the tree. And I would suppose that every plant, to a different degree, does the same thing. And then down the roots and into the root hairs, and then this information travels down into the energy grid of the earth, and then into the core of the earth. And so the trees are sending light information. I wasn't really informed as to what the extent of that information was, but some of it was about maintaining the sun and the earth, the relationship between the earth and the sun. And that information then also relates to consciousness. And I was indicated that light has a profound effect upon consciousness, and the different frequencies of light create or restrict or allow a certain level of consciousness to exist on a planetary world according to the frequency of the light of the parent star of its sun, which I later read in a book called The Keys of Enoch, is what keeps our consciousness at a certain level, is the light of our sun. So then the tree indicated that this information is then released from the core of the earth, and that people pick it up in their dream state. Right? And so people are receiving information and guidance through their dreams. And there are many stories of musicians and inventions coming to people in their dreams. So the earth is like this giant library. Yeah, and so the trees, a part of the trees is the information system to ground this information into the earth so the humans can receive it. And also I'm sure that all other life forms can receive it. So the tree indicated to me that it was really, really, really important to stop the deforestation of the planet, because the more trees that are cut down, the more links and conduits for this information are removed, and less information can be encoded into the earth. And when there's no trees, then the planet's dead and it's not receiving any information. So it's not just information, but it's also this light force, this love force and a light force, and the divine love, divine light. And so I then had this understanding how, the forces of greed and power on the planet, who are trying to destroy the rainforest, are also playing a role in preventing light and knowledge and love on the planet. So it's very important that we preserve the forests and not only preserve them, but increase them. And we can start growing trees and plants and greening the earth. And if for no other reason besides so that we can receive more information, and also has other benefits. So I understood the artwork of the Celts with the pictures of the faces in the trees, because what they were writing is that as artistic representation of someone's consciousness merging with the tree. And the druids and the priests and priestesses and the people who had the ability to merge their consciousness with the trees were retrieving information and knowledge, the medicinal qualities of plants, spiritual teachings, predictions of the future, inner knowings, and important information. I then understood that the shamans and other people throughout the cultures had this power and this ability, and they were greatly revered. And in this day and age, people who have these type of abilities are mocked, made to be wrong, ridiculed. However, that is changing. The other thing that the experience the tree gave me, was that when the sun shined on the leaves, it was absolutely ecstatic. And when the wind blew through the leaves and the branches, it was like a lover caressing your skin, like a lover touching you. And the tree feels this. And to the tree, this energy, the light of the sun, the wind, the light of the universe, is sensuous. And it is blissful love, but it is also sensuous. And that when a bee landed on its flower, on the flower of the trees, and there was pollen being spread from one flower to the next, and so it was being fertilized, it was like extremely erotic for the tree. And it was like a tree, when the flower opens and the sun and the bee, it's like having an orgasm for the tree. Or for, though I never merged with the flower, I would say that it would be the same. And then I became aware that all of nature, all of life, has this interaction. And the energy of creation, of life begetting life, of reproduction, is this divine, sensuous love. And that all of life and all of nature is interchanging and sharing this energy. And the tree had no guilt or jealousy if the bee went from one flower to the next flower or to the next tree, because there was nothing but that energy to share in abundance with everything. So there was no fear of lack, and so it was quite happy for the bee to move on to another tree or another flower. Then I became aware that humans have disconnected, or had been disconnected, from this matrix, or this flow of energy. The ancient Chinese called the Tao. And if you've just watched the movie Avatar, the Na'vi call it Iwa. So, and the ancient druids and the other people who are close to nature realized that the divine light and divine love flows through all of creation. And so nature is a conduit. It is a vehicle in which humanity can connect to that divine source, to that love and to that light. And that either we had chosen to disconnect in order to rule ourselves, or we had been disconnected. And so we'll talk about that in the next video.